Well, I can be very angry first thing in the morning. If you speak to me before I have my coffee, you're in great danger of being grumpy. I can be a bit grumpy before I have my coffee and my newspaper. I have to read my newspaper. And then I'm okay to speak to you. Other than that, I try and keep a tight rein on my temper in that sense. I think the older you get, the more you understand that anger is not much use unless you can channel it into something positive. It's like a blacksmith. Take your anger out on the metal bar to make it into a weapon of retribution and go and make a difference that way. There's anger born of injustice that burns in your heart. There's anger born of frustration, which can be, over the tiniest little detail, the tiniest little thing in the day. That anger, There's the anger that boils away inside you and never comes out and just destroys all your hopes. The anger that ultimately turns into cynicism, and that perhaps is the worst kind of anger because it destroys the soul, it corrodes the compassionate part of you because you kind of give up, and you give up on everybody and you give up on the world. So over the years, I've gone from being kind of like an angry young man to, trying to, take on the world, to realise that actually, my enemy is that cynicism, and that I have to fight against cynicism in my own heart, but also in the audience, on the part of the audience. I have to remind the audience that, we have to overcome our cynicism. We have to engage. We have to, we have to change the world. We can't wait for Bono or Joe Strummer or Billy Bragg. The audience have to change the world. Since the death of Joe Strummer, I've been invited to do lots of gigs where we get together as old Clash fans and we sing old songs and kind of celebrate Joe's life. And I was feeling after 5 years that we really should be doing something constructive rather than just getting together and singing the old songs. So I began last year in raising money to buy guitars to take to prisons in Britain and to help prisoners to begin the process of rehabilitation through learning to play the guitar, but also through writing songs. There's a lot of anger in a prison. People there are very angry. The first reason they're angry is because they've been caught and they've been put in prison. The second reason they're angry is because they've let their family down and everyone can see that they're there. The third reason they're angry is because they have done something really bad. And I believe that with the use of a guitar, you can encourage them to reflect upon this and channel that anger, that frustration into something that is expressive, something that is legitimizes their anger in a positive way, so that they can reflect through songwriting the position that they find themselves in. We're helping them to say to their families and their loved ones the thing they can't say at visiting time, which basically is, I'm really sorry, I've fucked up really badly. And ultimately, perhaps, I don't know, they might even be able to come to terms with what they've done and maybe express the remorse to their victim. I don't know if that's possible, because I don't know a huge amount about the psychology of crime, but I do know that writing songs can help you to process difficult situations, to channel your anger. That's in some way, that's what I've done. The anger I felt at the world, I turned into songs. And those songs allowed me to come and visit Germany and travel around and learn things about another place, another culture, and meet people and smell the flowers. It can be confusing if you look at things closely and you realise everything's connected, because you realise how big everything is and how small you feel. It's then that you have to work collectively, you have to organise. The world only changes when people organise and work together. And in the end, you find something you can do that you believe will make a difference. You buy guitars, you take them to prison. Okay, you're not going to change the whole prison system. You're not going to change the world, but you know that what you're doing is positive and is probably as much as you can do. Some people just, you know, bring up their children right. Some people just, you know, make their contribution in other ways. But ultimately, anger, if you don't find a way to use it positively, anger is, in the end, it's pretty pointless. So really, in the height of your anger, you must take time to stop and smell the flowers. That's beautiful, isn't it?